Okay, good morning everyone. It's good to have you here again. And today is the day 6 of the bootcamp, Solidity bootcamp. I have forgotten to count up the days for the lessons and the theoretic lessons from you as well. So today is basically day 6. And here's a brief summary of what we've done so far. We've already covered the challenges from Speedrun Ethereum, challenge 0, 1, and 2. I hope every one of you was in from challenge 0, so we can continue now. We have used the scaffold ETH clone projects, right? We have cloned every challenge from Speedrun Ethereum, and these clones, of course, come with their own code, already prepared for us, already has a front end, already has some templates for the smart contracts, of course. And we are just using that, uncommenting some sections, and then going on with the understanding of the contract. And have we used hard hat commands? I'm not sure if you know, but we have up to this point we have only used yarn, which is just a command execution tool from, of course, node environments. But we have never touched hard hat commands itself. They are used in the background, but when we use yarn. So we're going to talk about a little bit of this today as well. And we have also tested everything locally. We have not deployed any contracts. We have not submitted any challenges. So for today, I want to do a guided submission with you so that you can also submit every challenge that you have done so far. And we have no speedrun lesson today. Today is going to be more like a deploying lesson, deploying our smart contracts, deploying our front end, and getting that accessible to other people as well, so that you can send a link to anyone and they can check out the application or the smart contracts as well. And I'm also going to do an overview of hard hat, since the tools that we're using are using hard hat in the background. So we're going to see a little bit about hard hat, an introduction, and just an overview of Scaffold ETH, which is the tool that we've been using up to this point with all the challenges. And this is to prepare for tomorrow's lesson, which is going to be a Foundry workshop with you. This is going to be co-hosted with you, and we're going to have an introduction to this toolkit that has a lot of tools for smart contracts. Yeah, this is for testing, for deploying, for initializing a smart contract repo, and a lot of things. Yep. But first, I think I forgot to introduce myself the first day, so you may be wondering, who's Daniel? Who's this guy who looks like 18 or 21 and who's teaching Solidity here in front of you? So I'm going to do just a bit of a background check on me. Yes, I'm Daniel. I'm from Ecuador, South America. No, I am not 18 or 21. I am 27, although I may look like a little younger. And yeah, I'm a computer engineer. In my country, it's called computer engineering, but it has all the subjects from computer science. So I also received some physics, some mathematics, but not very useful unless you go into AI or any of these more mathematical topics. Of course, CK as well. Yes, so I am an engineer, and I have some background. I come from Web 2, of course, like many of us. And I started developing CRMs, ERPs for companies, and using like .NET, which is very common in my country, .NET, SQL, and then Angular. I did not really like Angular at all. I thought it was very bloated, yes. I don't know if you see it. You also don't like Angular?
I don't know anyone that likes a lot
Angular, yes.
But I worked there with Angular too.
Yes, it's very heavy, very bloated. It has a lot of. It might be useful for very big projects, of course, but not my thing. Then I moved on to learning React, learning Solidity. I found about crypto in 2020, of course. Very boring times. And then I started doing some NFT projects, and then moved on with more complex projects as well. Currently, I'm working on a DEX. I'm working on a DeFi project, which is pretty big on the Monad ecosystem. I forgot to put this one here. But I'm doing this on my free time I dedicate about like 4 hours a day to this project. And then I do other projects like blockchain or hackathon projects on the rest of my day, of course. Also some grant projects that we are currently trying to achieve. Yeah, so that is me. I don't know if you have. Yeah, I love UI and UX principles. My interfaces, I always try to follow UI UX. So I'm more of a front-end guy more than a back-end guy. But of course, I work with smart contract teams all the time. So I'm pretty familiar with them. And I also love modern finance. This is why I got into DeFi. And I play video games, not FIFA, not LOL, not Dota, but more of a shooter guy. Okay, that's it for me. And okay, let's get going. So as I said, today we're gonna go with a guided deployment for one of the challenges that for Speedrun Ethereum. Yeah. So we're gonna use the token vendor challenge, which is the challenge that we did on last session, the challenge number 2. And if you remember, I always got to every checkpoint up to the checkpoint 4, this one, the deploy your contracts. So this is the stage where we deploy our contracts to a testnet instead of just testing them locally. And for this, we're gonna keep using Yarn. Later on, we're gonna see about a little bit about hard hat. So we're gonna start with a Yarn. Right now, it's telling us to go to the hard hat. Oh, we should open up the project that we did last time. I have it already here. Yeah, okay. Decentralized staking. No, it's not this one. Okay. Nice. So this is the challenge that we did last lesson, and now we're gonna deploy this to a testnet, and then also deploy our front end that is gonna connect to the testnet contracts. For this, I'm gonna create a burner wallet from MetaMask. You should as well. You should never use like your main MetaMask wallet for development projects. So let's go ahead and create a new MetaMask wallet. Sign out. If you don't have MetaMask installed yet, I should remind you that you can install it like a Chrome extension or a Firefox extension, whichever browser you use. Okay. Sorry about that. You just go to the MetaMask website, install MetaMask, and then download it for your browser, which in my case it's Firefox. Oops. I can see the sign out button from MetaMask. I think do you know how to sign out from this? Because I don't see the button.
Get the private key? No. What do you want?
Just remove my account from MetaMask.
You want to remove the
Yes.
account? You can create another one. Create another one. You need to delete the
I already deleted it,
yes.
but it got inside my account again. I don't know why.
You deleted and installed and got a second account?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, let's try again. I will do it with you. Manage extensions. Remove.
¿Y por qué no creas una cuenta nueva?
Sí, eso estoy creando. Ajá.
Pero tienes que hacer ahí mismo.
Install MetaMask. Add to Firefox. Add. MetaMask added. And then
Es que yo creo normalmente, o sea, ahí mismo, solo digo crear una nueva cuenta y me da otra dirección y ya. Tengo una de pruebas.
¿Cómo?
O sea, entra a tu cuenta ahorita de nuevo, se revía tu cuenta.
Ya.
Ahora aquí andate account. Account. Y creas una
A new account.
y ya. O sea, tengo una para
Ah,
pruebas
no, pero.
dentro de la misma MetaMask, pero tiene otra dirección.
Pero la private key es la misma, ¿o no? No es la misma private key. Burner. Vamos a ver. Ajá.
Por el tema de private key tienes que. O sea, tienes que. Pero igual.
Es que aquí la estoy mostrando, pues. Esa es la vaina.
No lo estoy mostrando.
Y la voy a mostrar. Tengo que pegarla en una.
Déjame ver. Ahorita reviso.
Let me just check if it's the same private key for both of the accounts, because it should not be.
Can you quote it without gaps?
Ok. Sí, no, no es la misma.
Sí, me faltaba, pero no estaba seguro.
So my friend over here just suggested that I switch to a new account with this add account or hardware wallet, and then just add new account. And then I named this burner wallet, of course. This account already has some funds because I have used it before for testing, but now this is the one that I'm going to use for the deployment. And yeah, with this burner wallet, you're risk-free of sending or getting hacked by someone else if you accidentally push your private key to a repo or something like this. Okay. So, okay. Let's go to the hard-hot config file at first. This is gonna be Control P, hard-hot config. And then here you're going to have the basic configuration for hard-hot. We are not yet touching on hard-hot, but we are going to change some things here in the hard-hot config. You have here the default network. This is the network where you're going to deploy the contract with the yarn command. So if we're going to deploy to something else than localhost, we're going to change this one for another string. You have the networks, you have them here. Hard-hot, mainnet, Sepolia, Arbitrum, of course. But for now, we're going to use just Sepolia. Okay. And here it's suggesting that you use local generated wallet, but I'm not going to do this for now. This is with the yarn generate command, which it's in itself calls hard-hot generate keys. It's going to generate a wallet for you, but with hard-hot. And with yarn account, you can see just some details of this new wallet. And of course, you will need some ETH to deploy these contracts in your wallet. Now, I don't know how much I have. I'm going to check this one out. But I think I have enough ETH, Sepolia ETH. If not, you can always enter one of the faucets. My favorite one is the faucet from Alchemy. Sepolia ETH faucet. Here's the faucet from Alchemy, but you can use many chains in here and get your ETH for free, of course, your test ETH. And we're gonna switch to Ethereum Sepolia. You can just paste your address. My MetaMask just went away. Let me restart Firefox.
To receive supply, your wallet must have a minimum balance of 0.001.
If in your main account, yes, mainnet. They do that to avoid like spam or bots.
Okay, but I did a new account to do the tests with another account.
You have to transfer some ETH from the main account. Yes, and the transfer is gonna cost you, of course.
There's another faucet here. Maybe I'll try.
Yeah, try another one if they don't have that. You have the one from QuickNote, I believe.
I think that I had some faucets in some wallet, but it's a new computer and I don't have the configuration.
Oh, you can also do the. Let me just show this to you. Proof of work faucet support. Yeah, I can suggest some. But on int mainnet is just it costs a lot to transfer. The Sepolia ETH I can transfer, yes, of course. You can send me your wallet address, and I can send you some Sepolia ETH. Just let me know if you're gonna send it on which channel in Discord or DM.
I sent you in Discord.
Nice. I have 0.7. I'm gonna send you 0.2, and that should be enough. Okay, there you go. Okay, now let's continue with the deployment. It's just we already changed this default network to Sepolia, so Hardnut is going to deploy these contracts to Sepolia. And we can do that with in our terminal. We can do that with yarn deploy. Oh yeah, I forgot to change some of the environment variables that we need. For this one, we have an environment.example file that we should copy and paste, and then replace this for our environment variables. We're going to need an Alchemy API key, we're going to need a deployer private key, and an Etherscan API key.
My favorite combo.
Yeah. So for the deployer private key, you already created a new wallet, so you can export your private key from here. Oh yeah. Burner. From the account selector, you just click on the 3 buttons here and just go to account details.
There's also a good thing, a good practice that sometimes people are logged in their MetaMask with their original account, and so if you keep creating burner accounts, every time you change your seed phrase from computer, and you try to, those accounts cannot be deleted, and they will always be created like one by one.
Mm-hmm.
So that can messes up your logistics of your personal accounts. So one thing I like to do is use the ethers command that you generate a random private key. You generate a random bytes 32, and all random bytes 32 are valid private keys. So I generate that with one line of code, and I import them, and I use those as
okay, nice. Yes, so not using MetaMask here, just from the command line you generate your.
Yeah, but you don't have to use it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I import them in MetaMask.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Mm-hmm. And you have truly random generated new wallets.
I have like 5 accounts.
Nice.
In MetaMask. Like it makes get a little bit.
Yes, of course.
Crazy.
Yeah. That's a nice one. Yes. Yeah, I was on the exporting the private key from your wallet. So here you can just click on the 3 buttons here, account details. You should have your MetaMask password ready, so I'm gonna copy my MetaMask password. Click on make sure you're on your burner wallet, and then click on the account details. And then show private key. Now it's going to ask for your private key, your password for MetaMask, and then you just click confirm. And then you gotta hold this button to reveal your private key. And then you just copy this one, and then you just paste it here, deploy private key. It should be enough. For Alchemy, you're gonna need to create an account in Alchemy. Alchemy. Yeah. You can register with your email or anything, but once you create your account, you just gotta navigate to or create a new application. And when you have a new application, you can just copy the API key from the application dashboard, which is like here, over here. And for Etherscan, if you still haven't yet signed up for Etherscan, you should do so. And Etherscan is going to give you as well an API key. So here's my account. I go to API keys, and then here's my API key. Of course, you can always generate new ones or just remove old ones, and then just copy the API key and paste it here. This is the deploy private key is going to be useful for deploying the contracts. This is the account that's going to be used and the funds that are going to be used to deploy the contracts. The Etherscan API key is the one that's going to be used for verifying the smart contracts in Etherscan. So you can access the code in Etherscan. And the Alchemy API key, I'm not sure what was it for, but I will check. But for now, we can just continue and go on with the yarn deploy command.
Sorry, where do you find the last key?
The Etherscan. You just go to etherscan.io, and then you have to create an account. If you are not, yes, here you just sign up. If you don't have an account yet, if you do, you just log in and then you're gonna find this one here in API keys, or over here in your dashboard, like API keys. And here it's gonna ask you to create a new project, and you can just click on the add button, fill up the name, and then it will create a new API key for you. Example project, let's say.
You changed the hard hat config of localhost to Sepolia?
Yes, I changed this one to Sepolia. Let me see. Yeah, it already deployed the contract, so we're good with this. You can see the transaction hash here, and you can inspect the transaction. We're not going to do that for now, but we're going to go ahead and inspect the contract directly. So the project has deployed my your token contract to this address, and I can check this address by copying and going to Etherscan and just pasting the address over here. Click on search. Yeah, this is this is the main Etherscan, right? We gotta go to the Sepolia one. Do we have like a switch here? Yes, we have a switch here. We can go to the Sepolia testnet. And here we can paste the contract address, and we're going to see all the details here. Thank you. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Etherscan interface, the Etherscan is a block explorer, and it will let you see every transaction in the blockchain history. Since now we are deploying our contracts into the Sepolia testnet, we can see every transaction on the Sepolia testnet, right? And we can inspect every deployment, every token transfer, every call to a contract function here in the contract overview tab. When we search for a contract address, it's going to send us directly to the contract overview tab, which is this one here. And here we have some modules here. We have the transaction history, token transfer, for ERC20s. We have a contract tab, which for now you're going to see just bytecode, but we're going to verify our contracts to interact with the smart contract directly in the scanner. This one is useful for when you want to try out some methods without installing any other library, just online. And here you have an events tab, which is going to log every event that you have defined in your contract. Okay, so now that we have our two tokens deployed, we can also inspect the vendor one by copying the address and just seeing that it deployed correctly. Yeah, so here it is. So we have already deployed our contracts to Sepolia, and we are going to move on for deploying our frontend or shipping on frontend so that it's accessible to other people. There is like a little hint or a little tip for faster event loading, but we're not going to do that for now. You can just try to do this on your own side. But this is for loading the events tab faster, basically. And now we're going to ship our frontend. This is checkpoint 5. You can follow your guide as well. and this is telling us to go to the scaffold config file. So we're gonna navigate to our contract editor, go to scaffold config.ts, and then we're gonna change the target network to Sepolia. Target network. Here you have target networks, and you can just get change.sepolia here. You have other networks as well here you can use, but for now we're gonna use just Sepolia. Everything else we're gonna leave it as it is, and for this project, which is the front end part of the project, we are gonna also have an environment file. So we're gonna get the environment example file and copy paste it, and replace this rename it to just .m. Sorry. And then we're gonna paste our alchemy key as well from the hard hat config environment. This one was over here. Over here. Okay, now that we have our environment variables pasted, we're not going to use the wallet connect one because this one is for connecting other wallets other than MetaMask. But for now, we're just using MetaMask, so we're okay with that. We're going to run first yarn start to see if our app already is connecting to our smart contracts deployed in Sepolia. We can click on Connect Wallet and just open up our MetaMask and click on Connect. Since we are using the burner wallet for now, we just want to check this one and confirm. And it's telling me that I'm on the Sepolia network, so it's okay. But if you are on another network, it's going to say wrong network, and you're going to have to switch to Sepolia, of course. You can switch from the MetaMask interface, or you can also switch it from here. And we can inspect our interface, our main page, the token vendor page here. And we can see that the values are loading correctly, so it means that it's correctly connecting to the contract on the Sepolia testnet. And why is this? Because I forgot to mention this, but when we run the yarn deploy command, this one, it already generated updated the TypeScript definition for the front end. Deployed contracts.
Sorry, the next public wallet connect project ID, what I put? I don't know.
Which one?
This one.
Oh yeah, this one we can leave blank, yes.
Okay.
This is for using Wallet Connect, which is another provider for connecting to different wallets.
Ah.
So as I was saying, we started our front end right, and we are checking that the front end is connected to the Sepolia contracts. And why did this happen automatically? Is because Scaffold it, when we run the yarn deploy command, updated this file, which is deployed contracts.ts. And in this file, it added the addresses for the deployed contracts on Sepolia. Let me see. Yeah, so here is the Sepolia addresses for the new deployed contracts. And this is updated automatically by Scaffold, and then the front end gets updated or connected to these new contracts. If we switch to a local connection, local network, it will connect instead to the local deployed contracts. But since we're using Sepolia now, it's connected to Sepolia and reading the information from the Sepolia contracts. You can also test this one with the events, with debugging, but since Sepolia is a little bit slow, I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to go ahead and have faith in that the contract is working well and the front end is connecting to this contract, so it's going to work all right. And I'm going to go ahead and jump on with the yarn Vercel command. This one's going to ask you for some configuration, and for now we're just deploying this one, which is the challenge 2 token vendor, the Next.js package. So we're going to leave that blank, which is yes. We have just one scope in my Vercel, so yes, no. And for our project name, we can just go with token vendor. We leave this blank, and then it's uploading to Vercel. If you have used Vercel before, this is going to be straight from your GitHub account, connecting. It's going to ask you to connect your GitHub account first, and then just use your GitHub to deploy to Vercel. But if you've never signed up with Vercel, you can just go to Vercel as well. And log in with your GitHub account, and then, let me just, yes, it's gonna ask you to sign up or log in, and you can just use your GitHub to connect to Vercel. So it's fairly easy. It's gonna allow us to deploy some of our projects to public URL so that anyone can see them. Yeah. So now it says that I have one project here. I don't know if that's the one that I already deployed. Let me just check. No, it's not deployed yet. So no, I'm not gonna modify any settings in the next project. And it's already deployed. We have already our public URL here that we can expect, which is this one. We can go and navigate directly with control click. And it says that the status is still building, so it's not ready yet. We're just gonna wait for a couple more seconds, and it's gonna be ready. I don't know if you have questions up to this point, but I think it's going pretty well. And yeah. Speedrun Ethereum uses these links, the contract link and the front-end link, the public URL from Vercel, to rate your submission with a grade, of course. So we are just close to submitting our challenge. The team, oh yeah, this is because of the environment variables. I think you have this one, alchemy, private key, deploy private key. If there's going to be a key, and is this this is this is at packages.m. You should go to packages, hard hat, and here is the one that you should paste. env example. Yeah, you can just cut it and paste it over there. But that's another thing I forgot to mention. Let me just tell them as well. It's important to take into consideration that Scaffold it or these projects that we are cloning have two main packages inside. The package for the contracts, which is the hard hat folder, and the package for the front end, which is the Next.js folder. And each of these packages has their own, let's say, environment. So each of these packages is going to have a separate environment variable file, which is this one here, the m, right? And they're going to be different. The front end one, it's going to be different from the contracts one. This is the other m file. Okay, if you've used Node before, you are already familiar with this way of working. But basically, what we are doing with Node is just when we run every yarn command, the yarn command is going to land in here, and it's going to run this command, of course, and this command is going to navigate inside each of these packages and run the corresponding command inside this package. For example, let's say I am running the verify command, yarn verify, or the yarn deploy command. The yarn deploy command is going to navigate to the hard hat workspace, and it's going to try to find a script or a command that goes with deploy, right? And this is going to be this one, and it's going to go ahead and run this command. So now you can see that in the back it's using hard hat, so it's not yarn, but it's hard hat, which is the one that's deploying the contracts. And these are the end commands that we are using. It's all hard hat in the hard hat package, and it should be some next in the next package. Yeah, next dev, next build, next start. So these are the commands that are running behind the scenes. Okay, yes, the front end is already shipped, so we can inspect it in the link here.
I had one problem.
Yes.
The site that I deployed try to connect to hard hat. I think that there's the configuration to do maybe when I deploy, or I have to. I don't know. Here, when I try to connect my MetaMask with that is in support a network, they try to add hard hat because I think that has
It's
a configuration
Mm-hmm.
when you deploy.
It's trying to connect to the local network, right?
Yeah, I think that there's a configuration here maybe.
Let's check your config file. Yeah, your hardhat.config.
It's in support,
Support, yeah. And what about your the other config file, which was? No, it was another config.
I did
The scaffold config file. This one. Scaffold config.
I didn't do the scaffold configuration.
Yeah.
Scaffold configuration.
You can just use the command P and navigate directly to the scaffold config TS. Yes, that one. Next.js. And then you have
change stuff. Copy networks.
thank you.
I didn't see Didn't see you change it.
Yes, there's two separate files. It's kind of confusing sometimes, yeah. But one is the configuration for the contract, and the other one is for the interface to connect to the Sepolia network.
So great. We haven't changed.
But did you run Vercel already? The Yarn Vercel? Not yet?
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, so you can do that.
Yeah, I only will do again.
You can do that again, and it's
But
gonna
I
update.
think that I had to deploy them. I had to build them. To deploy, do a build. Deploy command.
Yeah, the deploy command builds the contracts and compiles the contracts and then builds the, and then it deploys them to the testnet.
No, I think that I had to build and deploy. Yeah.
For your front end, yes. If you want to do that, yeah. And you should update the configuration for the network.
I think that the Yarn Vercel will only deploy. I will build when there's a build.
See, it's gonna take some time. It takes usually like a minute or two, but when it's ready, you can inspect the front end here. In the link that it's sent to you, you can just go to to inspect how it went, and then you can click on visit, and it's gonna take you to your interface, to your shipped interface. No? The team only this. Oh, es lo mismo que me entrega. Déjame ver. Aquí dejo. Ya, ese es.
Yo creé hasta otra aplicación por si acaso
Eso.
inactiva, pero igual.
¿La Alchemy es tuya o la cogiste de otra?
Sí. Creo una app incluso.
Ah, ya, sí, ese estoy entonces. ULJ, sí, ya, chévere. Ahora el environment de Lex. Eso no tienes que ponerlo entonces, hay que crearlo también. No, ahí mismo tienes el, bueno, sí.
Eso es antes de hacer el deploy del contrato.
Como este es del frontend, no tiene dependencia, pero es para conectarse a los contratos en Sepolia. Aquí tienes ahí cógelo. La misma aquí. Ya, la otra ya no importa, solo la otra la dejas. Ahí debería mandar. Ajá. ¿Qué dice? A ver otra vez aquí.
Sí, me quedé. Porque, o sea, yo le creé la cuenta hace algún rato, pero ahí le dejé, o sea, no lo volví a ocupar. Pero no creo que sea eso, porque dice the team owning this
is inactive.
¿Y dónde se ve eso? A menos de que sea eso. Pero
yo creo que sí puede ser eso, ¿eh?
Me sale lo mismo, pero el environment estaba en otro lado, entonces ahí me parece raro.
Sí, ¿no? ¿Qué será? Este es nuevo, ¿no? O la aplicación es nueva.
La aplicación es nueva, pero o sea, se le creó hace unos 8 meses.
Ya le voy a ver, ya mismo le voy a contar. Sí. So if you have deployed your front-end to Vercel, you already have this link, and we're gonna go ahead and just submit our challenge finally to the Speedrun Ethereum, and we're gonna do that with this button over here. Let me see if I skipped anything. No. Oh yeah, I skipped the verification of the contracts. This one's fairly easy since we already pasted our Etherscan API key here. I believe you already created your account, you have your API key, and we can use this to verify our contracts. Verifying our contracts is very easy with scaffold it. It's just we have to run yarn verify. What this is going to do is it's going to compare our smart contract code with the deployed code, and if it's the same, it's going to verify that we created this contract, and it's going to allow us to check on the contract methods in the Etherscan block explorer. So
Daniel,
yes.
When it compares the code with the deployed code, is it comparing it from GitHub or where?
It's sending our code, bytecode, directly to the Etherscan. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So directly from VS Code?
Yes. The contract gets compiled, and then the bytecode gets sent, and then it's compared to the bytecode that's already in the Etherscan. Yes. And sometimes when you have a smart contract, let's say basic ERC20 token, you already deployed the smart contract, and you deploy another one, it's going to show a little warning that says this contract has very similar bytecode to this other contract. And you can just verify it easier that way. Yes. Mm-hmm. It checks for that as well. Okay, so we have verified our contracts, and we can see the result of the verification here in the Etherscan. Yeah, if we just reload the page. Oops. Now we can see a little green check here in the contract tab, and this is gonna allow us to read every method. Oh, we can see the source code of the contract here. You can see that it's the same. Every dependency is also compiled and shown here, the source code. And the most important part is this part where we can read the contract and write to the contract directly here in the Etherscan. For example, we can read who is the owner of the contract. These read methods do not need us to connect to our MetaMask, but the write methods do need us, because these ones are going to cost us, of course, some gas. Like I said, you can just call the read methods, and they will return the results of the variables. But if you want to write or modify information on the contract, you're going to have to connect to your wallet, of course. Yes, so we can send. We can test any of these functions here. And it's already saying that it has some estimations failing. I don't know why, but I'm gonna check on that later. I want to proceed anyway. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, it's because I don't have any sub-ETH in this burner account. So yeah, you can try that yourself, but we're now just going to need this link here, the contract link, and we're going to use this one to submit our challenge to the Speedrun Ethereum platform. So it's asking for our Etherscan contract URL, like it said here. You just paste the link here, right? If you have any of these trailing tabs, you just delete them, and you just have the clean Sepolia Etherscan link, and you just paste this one. Yes. And for the deployed URL, you're gonna use the one that Versal is returning. Remember that we have it here, I think. We have it here. So I'm gonna copy and paste this one. and just submit my challenge. Okay. Yeah. So this is where you see all your previous challenges that have been submitted, and then you can unlock new challenges in the way for more complex projects. Okay. Any questions up to this point? No. Okay. Javier. Well, thank you. I'm just I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead with the. I had prepared the hard hat introduction for today, but I don't know if we can leave that one for tomorrow. I guess we can do so, and then leave the Foundry for Monday, since the Foundry one is longer. But we're gonna have to see, because I wanted to have this hard hat versus Foundry comparison, so that you can choose which one you like best, and then use whichever one you like. Yes. So this is going to be it for today. Thank you very much. And if you need assistance, yes, please let me know. Thank you.